Hello everyone, and welcome back to Divinity, Original Sin. First things first, my blackjack is actually taking a fair amount of damage, so I'm blacksmithing it. Jahan should have that ability. And it's back to full durability. Let's re-equip. And Jahan also had a level up. He is a caster, so he also gets intelligence. And in terms of ability points, I think I'll just save them for now. Yeah, I'll save his point for now, because I don't quite know what I really want. Now, I know there's a 5 is quick save? Yeah. There has again been a quite long break in stack this crap up. Haven't looked at this barrel yet, apparently. Haha, it's empty. There's been quite a long break in the videos again. It's just the way it goes, as you know, as you get older and stuff comes up. You just don't have the time to dedicate regularly. At least for me, I just sometimes I have a day off and I can record, sometimes I really don't have any time during a week, and so I tend to just try and focus on a single game and, you know, get that done, basically. And if I force myself too much into making a particular series, I just notice that it doesn't bode well for the quality of the videos, Oh, I keep forgetting they spawn right among us in this fight. Well, keep forgetting sounds ominous. They just do, basically. But then again, that one wasn't so difficult. And let's reserve the final point. Let's give some wildfire to Strange, so he's hasted, and conserve the rest of the points as well. This, by the way, is a fairly funny enemy called the Exploskeleton. I just love the name of it. It's a suicide bomber, essentially. It tries to run up to us and blow up, but doesn't actually work in this area because it's wet. So essentially, it would try to blow up, but being wet, I think it can't. I think it still blows up if I kill it, though. And also because the whole ground is wet, if it explodes, making a fiery explosion type thing. Oh. How about we give a bit of lightning to this undead swordsman right here? Stunning it in the process. It's wet, so it has an increased chance to be stunned. I believe if it explodes here, it'll create steam. And I prefer to stay ranged in my killing it. Okay, I'll definitely get charm out of the fire. Buff up Strange, and the remaining points are not enough to do anything meaningful, except could make an oiled surface right there, slowing the movement of the enemies. Of course, also slowing my own movement if I were to try walking through it. Let's ricochet this Exploskeleton, and there we go. And this little thing right here, it's a very small effect, but you can see the sort of fog right here. I believe that's the mist that came because something wet exploded, basically. It's water and fire combined, making steam, I believe. Which essentially, I think it's a kind of invisibility field. Let's try and hit this guy. Oh, the stun failed, that's unfortunate. But we still have Strange. I love the music in the game. Actually, I pretty much love every single aspect of this game. I know I'm sort of swooning a little bit at times, but it's just so good. It's very much among the better RPGs released in recent times. Which, I don't know, I like the slightly more old school approach to the whole thing. It's not so I don't know, it's back to the roots, you know? It feels a lot more like those RPGs I played when I was very young, essentially. Okay, I'm ever so slightly still on fire, but that's fine. Let's move this package so that I can get through here. Should probably... yeah, there's a bunch of loot. Gold and... more gold. So more gold. A fire shield scroll. Dagger. I should probably heal you. So take a heal. And you can also heal yourself. And both Strange and Charm got the level up, so Strange gets more strength. Mostly I'm going to spec their sort of primary damage attributes, at least for the moment. And an ability point, again, I don't want to spread him out too much among the different attributes, so I'm keeping that one again for... if I come across a situation where I think, oh, I really would have liked to have, I don't know, the ability to lockpick or whatever, then I could then spec that, because I have the points left over, essentially. Another dagger, some mushrooms. I believe if I combine those kinds of mushrooms, I think they are the ones I have in mind. Okay, another point of intelligence. If I combine those with an empty potion flask, it makes a basic healing potion, I believe. Skills. I don't really want to spec anything here, so I'll keep it as it is for now. Again, access points can be used up later. Now, there's a... firstly, there's a waypoint right here I should maybe go for. Oh, a chest. And an old short bow. All these fire effects would be a lot more dangerous if we didn't have the wetness environmental effect. Okay, some exploration XP for finding this waypoint. I don't know if we're strong enough to make it up there just yet. I'm somewhat tempted to think not. And we are quite far from level up. It's one piece of advice that I could give for slightly tougher fights. If you notice you are just a little too weak for a fight, it can really help to start a challenging fight with your characters being almost at a level up, because if they reach the level up during the fight, they instantly get healed to full. And there have been situations where I was really struggling with a fight, and that instant heal to full actually saved me. And if I had gotten the level up before the fight, you know, decided to just get that level up and then try again, it might have actually made the fight more difficult, because getting the level up early on meant that the initial spike of damage from a bunch of enemies wasn't as troublesome. Wow, I am massively outnumbered, as always. Basically, I got the heal after the initial spike of damage from enemies was done, and so it was useful for the heal, and I myself didn't have to do much yet. Frozen on Strange, that's unlucky. It seems enemy success rate with those special arrows, like the fire arrow or similar things, it seems their ability to hit with those is really, really good. Their chance of success with the special attributes. Fumbling Undead Priest. I think I want to kill that guy quite quickly. But yeah, the level up in fight can be a fairly useful thing. Now the problem is, Strange, he's no longer frozen. After all, I gave him the wildfire effect, which warmed him up, so he's now he's no longer frozen, he's just chilled. And chilled means I have decreased movement. Problem is, I'm still on the ice field, which means I have to pass a body control test, I believe. Let's go for the Undead Clubber. But yeah, I think I have to pass a test in order to not slip and fall when I'm moving through an ice field. Okay, that worked out well though. I already have 2 enemies dead. There's 5 more left alive, but... what was that? A silver arrow. I think a silver arrow has increased armor penetration, so... it's not too bad. Let's move Charm out of the fire. And give an Oath of Desecration to Strange. And end the turn. I'll get Bear Daughter out of that little corner there and start picking away at... yeah, I'm tempted to just go for this archer. Okay, Jahan. He actually has a fairly nice skill, but I don't have enough action points for it at the moment. So how about I give a bit of a lightning strike to this undead swordsman. It is very nice that they give you this this air elementalist early on, because his ability to stun is greatly increased in this weather. Okay, it's unfortunate that I got chilled, because it sort of somewhat undid the bonus I got from hasting, but it still is quite good. And I have 3 enemies left, so that should be fairly doable. And I'm now going to move this way. And I may have mentioned this before, but if you sort of waste action points, and basically I just spent 2 action points for movement, but I didn't actually go the maximum distance that 2 action points of movement would have allowed me to go. The remainder isn't lost, as you can see. I have 0 action points to move another 0.6 meters. It's essentially saved up, and I can still use it. Except for when I'm basically using up my last action point, so I have 0 left. If I don't go the full distance, then I just lose the remainder of the movement. Bear Daughter, how about... oh, can't hit that guy. I can hit this guy, he's stunned, so I think that increases my chance to hit. And how about I'll move Jahan up closer as well. I do want to show you his abilities, so I think I'm... Spider gets the kill. And Spider can move up closer to the next guy. And I think the Spider actually gets more action points as Charm increases in level. I'm still hasted, and I'm no longer chilled, so that's good. And now there's only 1 enemy left. My first playthrough I went for this fight at I think 1 or 2 levels lower, and that actually made it fairly difficult. Still can't hit that, so maybe from here? Yep. And I'll have to fix her bow as well. Nah, darn, moved a little too far. Anyway, yeah, just go for a standard attack. I believe the standard staff attack doesn't miss, which is nice. And there we go. Let's go for the loot. Enfeebling Touch skill book, interesting. Skill books are fairly rare drops. You find scrolls quite a lot, but a scroll is... it's a one-off spell thing, of course. No surprises there. Skill books are vastly more useful because they give you the skill permanently, but also vastly more difficult to acquire, or at least slightly. This is a witchcraft spell, so that would be ideal for charm. Can you learn it? I can. Enfeebling Touch gives me a 115% chance to set weaken status. There's a saving throw to it, so the enemy gets a bodybuilding saving throw to prevent the effect. I believe this might actually be more difficult because I have a 115% chance, so I believe that influences the difficulty of the saving throw. I might be wrong on that. I've not dealt with the sort of intricate in-game mechanics of this this game's combat system, I guess. Let's make sure Strange is back in fighting condition. Yes, old shortbow. I'm just wondering if this is better than what... yes, it is. Okay, so no need to fix the old bow. The new one is better. Inventory sorting will be done at a later stage. Let's go back to Jahan. I guess I want everyone to be at full health before I proceed. I'll also do a quick save. And quick saves really aren't that quick in this game. It's a little unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. Have to wait on the recharge on minor heal, but that's okay. It's not that long. Before I found out that essentially the game that I had access to a healer this easily, I had a different party that didn't contain anyone who actually had water magic, so no one who could do any healing. And whenever I'd lost any health, I would go back to town, all the way there, and I can get there quickly using the rift travel. I can't get back to where I was quickly. But essentially went back to town to sleep on every character who had taken damage in the inn. If you sleep in a bed, you slowly regenerate health, basically. And so I used that to basically regenerate while not in combat. It was quite time-consuming. So you might think this is a little boring having to use the healing spell all the time, but it's actually a vast improvement. Let's go for the well. Because down here we find another person. Walgraf. Let's talk to him. You see a shady-looking figure fishing coins of gold out of the muddy water that pools beneath the well overhead. His movements are quick and nervous, but nevertheless he seems to enjoy stuffing what cash he can find into the many pockets of his shabby garb. So absorbed is he in his coin hoarding that at first he doesn't notice your presence. Suddenly, though, he pauses, looks up, and quick as a cat its talons, readies 2 daggers. Ho there, fella! We don't mean you no harm. Tell me, what are you doing here? Your friendly tone of voice has immediate effect. The man quickly relaxes his aggressive stance, sheathes his weapons. Ouch, difficult. And pulls a quill and scrap of parchment out of one of his pockets. Dexterously, he writes down a couple of phrases, then holds it out for you to read. Mute, can't speak. You look professional. You the source hunter the wizard asked for. Indeed, I am a source hunter. Excitedly, the man turns over the scrap and pens a few more lines. Name's Walgraf. I admire you. No hero like SH. Siseal Dead End. Please let me join you. Well, if you'd like to join me, I need to know a bit more about you. Walgraf nods enthusiastically and pulls a couple of ripped parchment pieces out from his vestments. Hastily he covers them with words and pushes them in your hands one after the other. Been mute since I was a kid. Sorcerers took my voice. People think I'm stupid. I'm not. Get money, food where I can. Steal if I must. Not from poor folks. I'm a good sneak, good fighter, good with looks. See things you don't. Want to help you. I'm useful. Want to catch sorcerers. Make 'em pay, please. So about that, he's very useful. He's sort of a rogue character, and his backstabs. He has the ability to hasten himself, similar to what I can do with Wildfire. And he can do 5-6 attacks per turn if you play your cards right. He can really deal some serious damage. Problem is I don't really have space in my party. So about you joining me, yeah, Walgraf notices there's no room in your party and shrugs his shoulders. Nothing he can do about that. I don't know if he stays here now or if he's going to go to Sicil. If you take him into your party and then tell him to leave the party, he'll be in the King's Crab Inn. Might be that's where he'll go now, might be it won't. I don't know. But there's a bit more to this cave that you can explore, and I will definitely do that. Here we have a skeletal sculpture. I think might be a good idea not to be too close to the guy when he explodes, or if I don't know if he actually does explode, but you know, might be a good idea. So I'm going to haste. Strange as always. 100% chance to hit. Definitely going for that. Okay. This is a cave that you can explore quite early on, and you'll see why. So it does somewhat make sense that the enemies in here aren't terribly strong. Okay, there's one archer, that's a little annoying, but can't be helped. Yeah, let's go for this Undead Swordsman. So you can see these guys are level 2, so I'm actually overpowered for once. Okay, Oath of Desecration over to Strange. And that's really the flee combat. Don't know what that does. Oh, delay your turn, of course, that makes sense. That's really one of the main reasons I like to play the witch character early on. Just the amount of combat buffs you can get quite quickly. Because I didn't have to go very far to learn the Wildfire spell or to... well, I actually started out with the Oath of Desecration, so obviously didn't have to go long for that. How about I take advantage of the fact that Jahan can make it rain to get rid of this fire. It makes everyone in the party wet, but that's okay. It's not really a problem. I think it also means that the equipment I get here is probably going to be a little subpar, but doesn't matter, it's all experience and it's all stuff I can sell to merchants if I want. There's enemies back here. I just don't know if I want to go down this way first or not. The cave is quite large. I think I'll go this way first. Over to the right. It's quite a large cave system. Fairly interesting to explore. As I said, you can get to it very early in the game, so something to be considered, I guess. And as I said, you'll see what I mean by that in just a moment. Just move forward a little bit and Yeah, just wait here. And this bow that Bear Daughter is carrying, it was referred to as a short bow, which it's really not that short. Ouch. I'm on fire. I mean, to me it looks like a great bow. It's taller than her, but I think it was called an old short bow, wasn't it? Strange. Well, maybe calling that character strange wasn't such a good idea. It might lead to confusion. Nope, don't want the oil field actually. Yeah. That worked well. Iron ore. That stuff is really heavy. It weighs 10 kilos, and I don't believe I currently have any means of processing it. I've not gotten deep into the crafting system in my sort of original dabbling with the game. Within the first 5 or 6 hours of playing the game, basically, it just didn't come up much, so I don't know how the crafting system actually works. So, lots of caskets down here. Here's a ladder. Interesting. And that puts us right here out in Sicil, which is, you know, makes sense. Let's dig up this large pile, see if anything's up below.
Where are you?
Yes. So that's basically the way back and forth. And dialogue option. That shovel has proven worth its weight, it seems. Indeed, and who knows what manner of riches we'll unearth, together with this trident true treasure digger. Enough to finish this mission with a long vacation in the tropics, gazing side by side at the burgundy horizon, if you were lucky. That's certainly the goal. And that's what I meant about visiting this cave quite early. You can just dig up that pile of dirt in Sicil Graveyard, and that way you can really get to this cave quite early and also get the NPC, while only having to fight level 2 enemies in fairly small groups. So, yeah, as I said, that really there's an autosave here, which is troubling. See, does the bucket cover anything? Oh, there's a key in it. It's always nice.
Our enemies have laid a trap.
Ah, I remember this place. It's always nice when these things work out. Ouch, ouch, ouch. No, 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 no. Go away from the fire. Thank you. I'm also poisoned, but that's nothing to be done about that. So basically, by walking on this pressure plate, which I think you can avoid, but I think it's more interesting this way, you have triggered a bunch of traps down here. Okay. But they're actually quite avoidable,
Careful
I guess.
Now. That's a trap.
Yes, how about we separate everyone so that I only move one person at a time. There's a lever right here, which disables those traps at least. Some stuff. Some more stuff. Wouldn't have needed to buy a repair hammer, but what can you do? Can I move this? I can't throw that far, so I can move it just a little bit, which poisons me. Because there's a poison grate underneath. Okay, so best to leave that where it is. Yeah. I can get past here to avoid the other pressure plate right here, so that's something. And I have the key, I believe. I'm no longer poisoned, so why don't I give myself a heal? Now it should be noted that there's another pressure plate right behind this door, and I don't know if that is avoidable. Not really, no. Okay, so I've just maneuvered the first guy through. No, 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 no. Don't do stupid things like that. Why would you do that? I meant to choose my other party member, which... Yeah, I know you don't do that by clicking on them, but... Get the point. I can move past here, thus avoiding that first pressure plate. The second one, I believe, is... might be avoidable, but it doesn't matter. Oh. And you have to be careful. It's usually one fireball, but on occasion it just turns out to be two of them, so... Really be careful. It's kind of a puzzle section in the game, which I feel the movement isn't ideal for that sort of thing, but well, it works out. And finally, Jahan. I think it fires two fireballs if you're standing, or if you just activated the pressure plate, so it's still queued up that another one's going to fly, but by stepping on the pressure plate it's restarted the timer as well, so essentially it's also going to fire out another one from the newly started timer. Okay, let's go back to Strange, and actually let's end the episode. So I hope you enjoyed. It's a little more action-packed in the last few episodes. And I guess I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.